Prince Harry, did he take drugs? Did he not take drugs in getting his American citizenship? Did he tell the truth or not? Well, President Biden says, none of your business, go away, leave it all alone. Angela Levin now with her view on all of this. What do you think, Angela?
I think exactly the opposite. Don't leave it all alone. You can't actually have somebody who says in their own book, which he obviously read and he wrote, that he has taken several drugs. And how can he then pretend he hasn't? I mean, some people are saying even that he's doing that to make the book more interesting, but I don't think you can do that. You've got no common sense if you do that, and it doesn't come back. What annoys me is that people who work for Biden have said you can't do it because it will be a legal stigma. But it's not up to the government to work out what a stigma is and what it isn't. And I think it's completely wrong that they're trying to manipulate lawyers. If he's no longer a member of the royal, a working royal, he can't expect to have that sort of courage to let it go. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
So how do you see it? Did he take drugs? Did he just say he took drugs to make his book more interesting? Did he lie to the administration? Or did he say to the administration, I didn't lie, I just made things up on the book?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't actually know, but I do know that when he was at school, he was taking all sorts of drugs then. And the people who were looking after him, his guards there, were too scared to tell King Charles. Then Prince Charles, they said that they weren't paid to look after him. They were paid to keep him safe.
Yeah.
Yes. And he did take drugs then, and whether he continued to do that right up to whenever, that's a different story. But he did take them. And I can't understand how he let that go through, how the publisher let it go through, didn't say to him, are you sure you want this? This is rather difficult. And where Meghan, who reads everything that he did, which I think is quite right, a wife can read her husband's book, that she didn't say, oops, careful here, this is going to be difficult if you want to get be American.
Speaking of Meghan, lots has been made in the past about her own ambitions in terms of politics, and obviously she would be a Democrat, which is President Biden's party. Do you think there's any link between the fact that Biden's gone out to bat for them, if you like, and her own, perhaps, political leanings?
Well, it could be, but he shouldn't be doing that. It's not a president's job. But I don't think she'll ever make it as a politician, because I heard she was crying the other day because not everybody liked her new sort of, what is it called, Americans, right? You know, the thing she's doing
Orchard,
with... yes, it's impossible to remember it. But her new... trying to do all this cooking and making sure that... She's been crying a lot. She's absolutely very low. But she's very, very thin-skinned.
Yeah.
And anybody who criticises her, you know, she goes mad. She can't stand it. She can't cope with it. So if you want to be a central politician or you want to be very, you know, high up in the ranks, then you need to have very, very thick skin.
Riviera Orchard's the name, isn't it?
Thank you, yes. Yeah. It's very hard to remember.
There have been some reports that Kate's been out and about and that the palace has been inundated with well-wishes and cards, which I think is lovely to hear.
They've got many thousands of cards wishing her well and saying that they miss her so much. All positive, all wonderful. And they've got extra people trying to reply because they want to say thank you very much. And I think that's lovely, and I hope that makes her feel really wanted, because she's very much missed. You know,
absolutely.
You know, her smile with her children, the things she does, her attention to her work. And I think that this sort of thing, if you're not feeling very well and you've got all this terrible anxiety about, you know, having cancer, that does give you a much more positive attitude to life.
Angela, got to leave it there. We're out of time.